Hello YouTube, I'm Robert Foley. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at a 2017 Chevy Tahoe. This is the LT trim level, 4-wheel drive. I'm gonna give you my thoughts. Let's get started. Before we get started though, I do want to ask if you guys could please go hit the subscribe button. It'd really help me out. I'm trying to get this channel growing, and the only way that I can do that is with your guys' support. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below your favorite color. So, the Chevy Tahoe, arguably one of America's most recognizable cars ever. It's a super popular vehicle, and the reason that I'm looking at a used example of one is because, you know, right now here in America, I mean all over the world, but I have personal experience with it in America, it's impossible to buy a new car right now. I mean, you can, but if you want to order one, you're waiting months. Chevy is one of the big problems. They have fields and fields and fields of trucks without chips, like Tahoes, like, you know, Suburbans and Silverados. So I figured this would be a good video to make because it's a popular car, it's a comfortable car, oh my goodness, and it's new enough that I would still definitely buy this one used. So I'm going to share my thoughts on why I think you guys should buy a used 2017, well, 5th generation Tahoe. $48,241 miles on the clock. So this definitely isn't an inexpensive used car, but then again, it is a truck at the end of the day, so you know, you're gonna have to kind of expect to pay used truck prices, which are always very high. But I think you have to consider what you're getting for this. So under the hood, we're looking at a 5.3 liter Gen 5 LT engine, which makes 355 horsepower and 383 foot-pounds of torque, 18 miles per gallon combined, so you're going to be getting 16 in the city and 22 on the highway. It's a big, heavy vehicle with a big V8 under the hood, so that fuel economy is expected. But we are still rocking a 6-speed automatic, not even an 8-speed. In 2017, which I guess kind of makes sense. Chevy is, I'd say, kind of behind the times a little bit, but it's not a bad thing at all. This is a super solid, reliable platform that has been used for a long time. It's obviously an updated engine. At the core of it, it's a 5.3 Chevy V8. You know, you're getting that reliability. The parts are so cheap, it's easy to work on. There's definitely no complaints from me in that regard. So let's talk about some interior features. If you can see the center gauge cluster there, as my steering wheel blocks it and my notes fall, we are getting a, you know, digital driver information display. This is not my favorite setup of how it works, because you've got pages over to the left that you can select through, but then there's also options on the right. It's slightly confusing. I guess that's coming from me, who primarily looks at Chryslers, and I think it's still it's a nice looking screen, and you can change the themes and stuff to, you know, make it fit how you like. That's not bad. You are getting 4 fully automatic windows, sunroof in this example, you know, blind spot monitoring. You've got signals in the mirrors, which is really nice. Overall, interior quality in this thing is pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's amazing. It's a Chevy, it's an American car. Comfort and just where things should be, if that makes sense, is really good. I think all the buttons in this thing make sense. There's nothing that you're really confused about. But you are getting a power adjustable tilt telescoping steering wheel. Always a nice feature to see. You are getting heated front seats and heated second row seats, which I'm currently enjoying quite a bit. Also a heated steering wheel, guys. I vow that my next car that I buy has a heated steering wheel. It is the nicest feature. It's 37 degrees here in Wisconsin now. We're really getting cold. Getting in this thing, my hands are nice and toasty. My butt is nice and toasty. The heat in this thing works great. I mean, it's a big V8, big American car. Heat works awesome. We are also getting memory seats and mirrors and radio presets, so that's also very nice. And you've got, 2 memory settings, nothing crazy there. Getting dual zone climate in the front, and you are getting actually independent climate control in the rear section of the vehicle, which is super nice. So if you've got, you're hot in the front, but your kids are cold in the back, you can, change it however you like. And this is a really good family car. My family never had one of these, but I knew several families that did have these, and I totally see why people buy them. Like, driving this opened my mind up to a whole nother, segment of vehicles, because I've driven, big SUVs before, but this is basically a Chevy Silverado with a cab on it. It's a truck frame, it's a truck everything except the interior, really. And I really like it. It's so smooth and just big and powerful. It's a really appealing vehicle to own. And you see them everywhere. Like, I'm just driving, there's one right there, there's another one right there. So many people have these things, and you can totally see why. Since you can't really buy a new one right now, this makes a whole lot of sense to get. I'm rambling though. Okay, so you are getting remote start with push button ignition. Super nice, and I noticed the range on the key is actually really good. I was in the basement of my house, and I can kind of hear when it chirps, and my Camry, the range on the key is just terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's like, why even have keyless entry? Yeah, it's really nice having the remote start. It made it all nice and toasty before I hopped in this morning as well. Infotainment is, I think, where this car shows its age the most. I think the interior styling is totally still up to date. The Chevy MyLink 8-inch screen here leaves a bit to be desired. The layout isn't my favorite. There's no colors. The background's just black. It's got this weird blue text that doesn't match the blue in the middle. I mean, the system is from 2014, 2015, so it kind of makes sense. If you're looking into buying one of these and infotainment is a big concern for you, I'd maybe want to, take a look at this before you're ready to buy it. It's not that big of a deal to me. It has CarPlay. And that's primarily what I use, so you don't really have to interact with the Chevy MyLink software, but it is out of date from what I can tell. But we are getting a Bose 9-speaker audio system, which honestly sounds really, really good. It just sounds very full. The placement of the speakers in this thing is right. So you're also getting automatic rain sensing wipers, automatic high beams, the blind spot monitoring, rear cross path detection. There's front and rear parking sensors, a backup camera. So this thing is definitely chock full of features that are useful. They're really actually some of the better features that I'd like to have in a car. And last is sort of the big interior features. This center screen comes up, and there's a pretty decently sized storage compartment in there. I quite like it. There's a good amount of room in there. You could fit a whole lot of stuff. You could get creative with that, but yeah, no, it's nice that it's hidden, and it's nice that it's power, and you really don't even know if it's there unless you own one of these or have the opportunity to drive it and press all the buttons. So speaking of storage compartments, this center console is absolutely gigantic in the best way possible. There's a ton of storage options in this thing, and a ton of cup holders. The Americans know how to make a big SUV, and they do it really well. Alright, so back seat. I would have the door open, but it's like incredibly windy and freezing, so I'm just gonna give you my perspective here. This is exactly where I was sitting. I have a good 8 inches of legroom here, and you do have nice amenities back here. You've got an outlet and a cigarette lighter, and heated seats in the rear. That's super nice, and then your independent climate control. So that's also super awesome. These two chairs back here are captain's chairs. Very comfortable. This is a vehicle I would absolutely like to take a road trip in, because I'm sure it would just be spectacular. And then if we move back here to the third row, you can see these chairs are very thin, but I mean, it's a third row. I still think this is pretty decent, the amount of room that I have. This is how this is. You could fit some small kids back here, so you have to put your foot on that ledge. You could put one out here like that and it'd be better, but that's 2 inches maybe. My knee's not touching, so that's not bad. You do have two more lights back here. Lots of cup holders. There's two on that side, one right here. You've got two on each door over there. It's just very nice. And you've got a nice view of the road from back here, and your, pilots up front. And this is what we're looking like from the outside. It's just a good looking truck. It's such a recognizable truck too. I'm loving the blacked out Chevy logo. It's hard not to like these things, in my opinion. It's just a good looking truck. I can show this off real quick too. Just grab that and it'll open up. Not a whole lot of room, but these do fold, so you can do that and that. If the headrests weren't up, they would, do that, but they are power folding back up. And these, they fold down, they don't power fold back up. Oh, that's cool. You can double press them and they will be completely flat, so when you do this, okay, you're getting a good amount of cargo room in this thing. And that was cool that did that. I didn't know it did that. Alright, so I suppose you guys want an acceleration test. And that I will do. So, you guys are in the market for a used family SUV. I don't think you could go wrong with this. It's comfortable, it's spacious, the most tried and true American SUV to date. It's a Tahoe. You can't go wrong with the Tahoe. Count, when you drive every day, count how many of these you see. I think that's why so many people buy them. It's just like a good car. There's gonna be some weird stuff that doesn't work or breaks, or your TPMS light's gonna be on. I know you GM people don't like to replace your sensors. You can't go wrong. So my recommendation is, yes, you should buy a used Chevy Tahoe. I wouldn't get one with 150,000 miles on it, but anything under 50K miles, buying it used, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. And I think after driving one of these, this is a car I would seriously consider if I had a family on the way, or, I needed the space. I don't need the space, so I can't justify one at all, but trust me, if I could justify owning one of these, I'd own one of these. So yeah, I'm definitely pleased with the 2017 Chevy Tahoe. And I think you guys should go check one out if you are in the market for a used Tahoe. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys thought on the car and what you guys want to see next time. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.